Good morning, and welcome to Medieval Engineers Community Edition. So, last episode, I ended up getting quite a bit done on the lumber mill. But not quite finished. So I ended up getting the basic framework done and a general layout that I liked, because one of the things that I was debating on was how to be able to have this be a functional working area as opposed to just a visual one. And I ended up coming up with this concept, which I think will work really well. So now I just gotta get things put together. The critical part right now is not the basic structure and the layout in general, but to actually get these windmills working. I did have enough materials, right? Yeah, I should have enough materials for at least one windmill. So that's because one of the concepts that I went with for this is the idea that if you're building a lumber mill, you're gonna end up building it out of lumber, but I am actually... Oh, hello. My cat Max has decided to join me for this. Hi. You gonna help me play? No? You're just gonna get in the way? Yeah. Hi. But yeah. But I don't have a whole lot of... I don't actually have a whole lot of timbers and that at the moment, so I need to get some timbers, or some way of getting the timbers. Oh, here. So, oh, and it's really hard to see. There we go. Alright, so these only have one connection point, so that's good. What am I missing? Round timbers. I need round timbers. Well, round timbers are... something I can't get at the moment. I don't know how many round timbers I need. So I'm just gonna get as many as I can. Now at this stage in this playthrough, most of the stuff that I need is unlocked. So the general progression has been completed. So now it's just a matter of building everything that I want to be able to build. And some of that I'm not too sure on. Like obviously, since the unique aspect of medieval engineers is being the ability to build castles, I am wanting to build a castle, but I haven't really decided on the general layout. So, oh, apparently I had a bunch of logs already. Well, I don't really like loading these up because it's like the physics on those is I don't know if they've fixed it completely. Sure, let's just use all of them. I've actually set up a storage container for the round timbers anyways. Wait, didn't I? Yeah, I did set one up. So I did, yeah, I did. I didn't have to run all the way over there. Oh well. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Alright, so let's get... What do I need more of? Do I need more timbers or do I need more... I don't even have a saw attachment yet. And I need stone at some point in time. Hopefully this doesn't destroy itself and me in the process. Well, that scared me. That started moving and I thought I was the one that was moving. Alright, so I need regular timbers. Do I have enough timbers? Do. I'm just gonna use these for now. Because the whole idea of this entire factory here, or the lumber mill itself, is to be able to make them. So is that done? It is done. Alright, well. Everything's working, and I have that. Now, I don't have a saw, which is something that I definitely need to take into consideration. Now, let's go over to our... No, that's not where I want to go. I want to go to our forge. Alright, do I have enough for more than one tool at this stage? Oh, I have one of those. Alright, well, I'm gonna do this here. Because I don't need any more bronze, because I have unlocked steel tools. So I shouldn't need any more of that. So I should... be able to do that. Now, do I need more planks than I need timbers? I'm low on timbers right now. Planks are harder to get than timbers manually. The reason being is that you have to turn on the crafting table. In order to get planks, you need... Yeah, see, I don't have enough for both of them. In order to turn logs into planks on the crafting table, you need to first turn a log into a timber and then turn the timber into a plank. However, with a sawmill, you can actually take logs and turn them directly into planks. There we go. You can still turn timbers into planks, but it's just easier to take logs and dump them in to turn them into planks. And the recipe for, as far as I recall, I mean, I haven't done the math recently, but I believe the recipes are a lot more efficient as well. So, like, the amount of logs that you need to be able to get a... Whoa, that was close. The amount of logs that you need to manually craft stuff is a lot more. Like, you don't get as many resources out of it than you do if you use a sawmill. I think even because you don't need a crafting table to make timbers, I believe. Yeah, see, you can make timbers with, you can make timbers and planks manually, but as far as I recall, the recipe is progressively better the more automated you make it. So, using a crafting table, you will actually get more timbers out of that than you would get to manually do it, and using this is even more. Let's see, now I can dump all that in there and it's just gonna make me a bunch of planks. So the next thing that I need to take into consideration is this one. So, and now we'll place another sawmill. I need that. I need to reach this. And apparently I need more timbers. I am almost completely out of timbers. So I really hope I can get this. The only problem that I see is nope, not enough timbers. One of the problems that I end up seeing on this is I'm going to need to do some mining at some point because I don't have enough ingots. I don't have enough materials in general to build another saw. Like the actual saw tool that I need to be able to get the timbers workstation working. Get some sticks and stuff while I'm at it. And roots, because roots are really good for near end game, like this level. Roots are basically useless for pretty much anything, but you always get tons of them. So I find that they are the most ideal item for handling ownership payment. For the what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. Staring right at them. There. Claim blocks. Yes. So I usually end up even using roots right from the start, because you always end up, if you always, like, you always need sticks, and every single bush that requires, that gets you sticks, also has roots. So as long as, see, well, I mean, it doesn't always, some of them don't, but I mean, the vast majority of them end up having roots. So as long as you're, like, if you're building, you're constantly picking up sticks. Well, if you're constantly picking up sticks from these bushes, you're also, see, that one didn't have roots. For some reason. Either that or I just double picked it. I just picked it up faster. See, that one didn't have roots. That one didn't have roots. So, but I mean, the vast majority of them do have roots. And when you're picking up the berry bushes also have roots if you pick them all the way. I have never had an issue with berry bushes respawning. Like any respawn issues with the amount of berries that there are in the world. And the respawn or regrowth. So I just always pick them up completely. I know at one point in time there was I think I read or heard that there was a mechanic that if you left them, like if you just pick the berry bushes, the berries will end up regrowing again. But honestly, the amount of berry bushes that there are in the world that spawn versus the amount of food that you end up needing throughout the game, it's really not necessary. So, like, it's not necessary to worry about that, I don't think. Especially when you end up doing, like, if you end up getting to your, well, I mean, the recipes that you need for, that you need the berries for is relatively low level. When you end up getting into higher levels, I don't like, the bread ones are more efficient, and especially when you end up getting into farming, the pumpkins, oh, that's another thing, I gotta be careful because I've got a bunch of stuff growing. Well, speaking of food, I could probably use some food. Look at that. So, when you get into farming like this, it's a lot more convenient to do to harvest this, because pumpkins, I believe it's pumpkins. Pumpkins take the place of berries in recipes. So it's basically an unlimited resource. So you don't have to worry once you end up getting pumpkin farming going. Oh, I already started to miss this. Oops. Good thing I remembered now, because I already... There's one of the things with farming, the growth mechanic is that you can't actually leave it too long. They actually decay. So after the growth cycle, and they mature to the point that you can harvest them. If you don't harvest them, they disappear. And you don't get them, which means that you don't get any seeds from them, because the only way to make seeds is to actually process some of the materials that you... So you really gotta watch the harvesting when you start doing farming. You can't leave it. And so I actually think I lost a bunch of the herbs. And I think I lost some of the I don't think I lost a lot of the flax, but there was some blank spots that looked like I lost them. See, even when you end up getting into automated farming, which I'd like to build a small farm, or build a small automated farming setup. I'll probably take over either this space or... So I ended up setting up 2 spots for farming. I'm only using this one for now. But one of these, I think I will set up an automated farming. Well, semi-automated. I mean, you can set up an automated farming to a particular degree, but you can't actually... Like right now, you can't, with the way that the game is designed, you can't do a 100% automated farming. I think at one point in time you could, because I think when rotors were a thing, instead of windmills, you had rotors. And all they were is they just turned. That's it. And I think at that point in time you could still make a fully automated farming. But with the way that the farming mechanic works now, it's somewhat limited in that respect. I mean, I like the... Oh, ow, 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 that hurt. I have... Oh. I finished that one. Okay, so I did that, I did that. I did that one. So then I need to do those 2. Build my temporary scaffolding. Oh. Well, I need 3 linseed oil. And I need 4 windmill blades, 4 cloth, and 6 basic rope. Now, cool thing is, I just harvested a bunch of flax. So I can either, oh hey. The wheat's starting to get ready for harvest. Did I miss some? Tell me I didn't stare right at these and I... were they not? I don't remember. Okay, so I should have that. Wheat's starting to get ready for harvesting. Wonder if those are stuck. Cause there's a weird glitch right now with farming. I don't know if they've fixed it in the most recent patch, but I don't think it was fixed. There are hang on a sec. I'm gonna try and see if this is a glitch. So, one of the issues that farming has, and I don't think they've fixed it yet, is you'll occasionally get these stuff that looks, no, I guess it's growing, so I'll leave it for now. They just sit there. Everything around them ends up growing and getting ready to harvest, but they do nothing. And all the ones around that you planted at the exact same time end up growing. But you still end up not being able to do that, so all you need to do is basically log out and log back in, so, and it resets. But we'll leave it for a little bit. We're not lacking in materials at this point. And with this harvest of flax, we definitely are not lacking. So I'm gonna do this here. At some point in time, I am going to need to figure out some. I'm gonna have to get some seeds and replant some of this stuff, but for now, I'm not gonna worry about it. wonder if I should put those in there. I don't know. It's fine for now. Alright, so I need some seeds, but I also need, what is this? This is nothing. Alright, so I need I should have enough blacks for both the requirements that I need for this and to make enough seeds for both the oil that I need and to be able to plant some more. So I think at this stage, I think I'm gonna go check the crafting bench, because I don't remember if the rope has a good crafting bench recipe. Yeah, run away. Yeah. So 2 of those gives me 5 rope. I have 2 already, so this will give me 7, and I only need 6 rope, so that's good. Alright. So the other thing that I need, so I need 3 linseed oil, I needed 6 basic rope, and I needed, yeah, see, this is, I think these are stuck. So see how these are stuck? So I'm gonna save this. Yes. I am going to load my last save. And boom, look. So that's one of the glitches with the, they look stuck, but they're actually grown already. And the one problem with that is that the decay mechanic still works, which means that those 3 will eventually end up, or those ones would eventually disappear. So it's the visual rendering that's the issue, not the actual growth that's the issue. Because as you can see, they were perfectly fine, and they will eventually disappear. Oh, I had... Huh. Oh well. Alright, well, I need 4 of these. Because I need 4 cloth. But I also need 4 windmill blades. And 1 windmill blade needs 1 cloth to work. So I will need 4 more cloth. And now I have way more cotton and string than I need, but that's alright. It's fine. Now I am going to put some of these in here for safekeeping. I only need 3 linseed oil. So what I'm going to do is, instead of planting anything for now, and like trying to do the, because I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before that I ended up showing that I don't have any jars. I need some clay jars. So there's a bit of a cheat that you can use with the linseed oil. It only really works with the linseed oil because you can actually use the seeds for something else. But you only need each seed uses or has 10 planting, but you can make linseed oil out of a seed bag regardless of how many seeds there regardless of how many seeds there are in the bag, which means that you would you can, if you manually plant flax, you can plant 9 seeds, so that technically you have 1 seed left in the bag, and then you can process that 1 seed into linseed oil. But we're not going to do that because we have lots of flax, and I don't really feel like planting some more. What I will end up doing is, because as far as I recall, we're one unlock away from okay, we've unlocked all of civil engineering and economic. So this we've already unlocked because we ended up doing some exploring. Strings attached is the quest that we need to finish. So for this here, we unlock these 3 things. All of this stuff is kind of useless. I haven't found a good use for these. I mean, I haven't played around with them a lot, but unless you're dealing with siege equipment and like attacking other castles, which I don't do, all of these seem kind of pointless. I've worked with them, I've played around with them, but I honestly, I don't have, because like these are the critical ones that I use a lot of, and these 3 things allow you to automate your farm. So your planting, your plowing, your planting, and your harvesting can be done and all in one shot. So you can harvest, you can plow it, and you can seed a new field instantly. You still have to wait for stuff to grow, but you fill this up with seeds and you run this along, and all you need to do is pick up what it harvests. You don't have to run around with a hoe to hoe the fields. You don't have to run around manually. And the cool thing is that you can make, because you're not limited for timing or anything, you can make as many you can make like as long as you have the space for it, you can put as much as you want down. Now, I only need 3. I'm gonna do that. So at this stage, as long as I pay attention, once I unlock that, and I set up an automated farm, as long as I pay attention to the harvesting, I can make as much as I want of flax, so I will not be limited in what so I don't need to use any weird cheats, because there's just no point. And now after this is done, and I finish the farmhouse, my next goal for this I eventually want to build an automated farm for stuff, but I've got enough materials at this point that, as far as crops are concerned, that I think I will be fine for a little while. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh, I need windmill blades. Sorry about the randomness, but I mean, that's me. Hopefully you stay for the randomness. I need 4 windmill blades. So my primary goal right today especially is I want to get the lumber mill working. The next step after that is I want to get the farmhouse that I was working on sorted out and finished. Mostly because one of the things that I was planning on... I don't have a torch. I need a torch. Because it is very dark. I have trouble seeing, you're gonna have trouble seeing. Perfect. Done. Now, hopefully I can do this without destroying myself or everything else. Alright. So, mills are done. There. I need... what do I need? I need... oh, I've got clay in my inventory. Get rid of this clay. I need to make a saw tool. Now, in order to make a saw tool, I am going to need metal parts. Now, in order to make metal parts, I need ingots. The only ingots I can make are copper dust, or copper ingots, which is fine, but the best recipe that I have right now is bronze ingots. So bronze ingots are actually as cheap or cheaper to make than copper ingots at this stage. So what I need to do is find some tin. Oh, hey. I have some naturally occurring flax and stuff. So what I need to find, because I've run out of tin completely. So now I need to find a tin resource. And I think there was a tin ore location over here for some reason. I remember this. Probably would be a whole lot easier to do during the day. Look at you. I was right. It's merely a coincidence that I was right, but well, theoretically it's a coincidence because I don't think I planned it. I just don't remember how I remember that it was there. Alright, is there a closer one? I think that's the closest one. Now, am I going to remember that this is here, or do I need to place down something that reminds me where it is? This is a lot of tin. So, do I want to create a remote mine? Like an actual mine with buildings and everything? Or do I just want to mine this stuff and then move on? I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool to have it be a real setup. See, this is a pretty rich vein of tin. Way better than the other one that I started out with. See, there's stuff all over here. So, I'm going to be returning to this at some point, but I don't know if I need to. I'll clear out some trees at least so that it's easier to cool thing about unlimited inventory is you can do stuff like this. Kind of ruins the immersive feel, but at the same time, as much as carts are alright in this game, ways to offset character inventory is kind of limited. Like, you can make carts. Like, I've got a cart for doing logs. The problem is, you still end up having to worry about how much weight is there. And your character is still the one that has to ultimately do all the manual stuff. Oh yeah, wow, this is huge. So yeah, I definitely want to turn this into a mine. Not just really like that idea. Not just from... This is too big to ignore. And it opens up a really cool thing for... Yeah, see, all the way down here. Yeah, see See in other games like with Space Engineers, if you can't carry enough space or carry enough stuff, you just build a ship. If you don't like grinding the mining manually, you just build a ship. If you want to carry more stuff, you add more thrusters. There's no way to do that here, because ultimately there's no horsepower, it's human power. Or engineer power. Which, as much as your engineer is pretty awesome, there's only so much that they can do. So, like, you load up a cart with too much stuff and you can't move the cart. Whereas your character can, the only thing that you need to worry about for the amount of things that you're carrying is if you fall. Because your fall damage is based on how much you're carrying. So if you fall and you've got like this much stuff, you die. You just die. So there are advantages to carts in that respect, but I don't see the point in carts, because they're basically glorified wheelbarrows. You can only, like, you can't even latch onto them and do fast travel with them. There's no way to actually attach yourself. See in a game like Space Engineers, your fast travel is jump drives. So you can strap yourself into a ship, hit your jump drive, and move fast. You can't do that in Medieval Engineers, so you are very limited in what you can do as far as map travel is concerned, and carrying your stuff with you. So if you can't carry a lot, making a cart to travel a long distance is absolutely pointless. Which means you end up having to do an annoying amount of travel, or if you can't get resources within a certain distance of your base. Where am I at? Where is this on the map? This is over here. So, and I'm pointing towards this. So theoretically, this, and possibly this. These four, at the most, might be necessary. So, I don't want to have to do tons of travel back and forth just for, like, you know, run to the iron mine to get 2 stacks of iron ore, and run back to my base to process it, and then run back there to get 2 more stacks of iron ore, because iron is a long way away from here, and at the same time it's like I don't want to have like bases absolutely everywhere. Like a base in like a far corner of the map just to be able to process iron. I mean, right now I've got like a mini base set up for iron. But like I don't have a ton of space set up for that. So it's mostly just to be able to process and then drag it all back, but it gets really annoying. This one's stuck. I think this one's stuck. Well, for the sake of completion, I'm going to do it. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to save and load. There we go. Stuff like that bugs me. And it's that last little bit that you can't get. Oh, I got lots. There we go. Alright. But yeah, so I find it, as much as carts are useful to a point, it's so much more convenient to just, no, I don't want to go there. It's so much more convenient as far as the game mechanic goes to be able to have larger inventory space than it is to try and use a cart, because the amount of convenience that you get from it is not enough to justify the time and aggravation that you have to go through in order to get it. At least in my opinion. I mean, maybe somebody out there finds it convenient enough, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I just haven't found the right way to do carts to make it convenient. I don't know, but it hasn't been my experience that carts are the way to go for solving the standard inventory issues. If Keen ended up paying attention to Medieval Engineers again and started working on the feature set and improved that, that would be awesome, but they've abandoned the game, so they are not adding any additional features to this. The fact that they have people working on it at all is not that much different than the way that they're currently doing things, in that they're basically designing games around mods. And in Medieval Engineers' case, they're not even they're letting the modding community take over the development of the game. So they've wiped their hands of this and said, "Oh no, we're not doing anything with this. And you can, if you want to play this game, you got to build it yourself." Which is, I can understand it from a certain standpoint, in that if they're not getting new, like if they don't have an income from the game, it's very difficult for them to justify working on a game that they can't see themselves earning money in order, because the developers that work on this game, they have to eat. They've got to pay their bills. They've got responsibilities. They have kids. They have wives. They have families that need to be looked after. So, like, they need money, which I completely understand. So I can understand from a standpoint that at some point you need to think from an economics perspective, because you can't just hemorrhage money forever. If you don't have the money to be able to support a game, you're gonna end up going under. And if you end up going under, all of your assets disappear, which means that the games disappear completely. So, like, if Keen Software went out of business tomorrow, Space Engineers and Medieval Engineers die completely. Not abandoned, not temporarily on hiatus. They're gone. You're not getting them back. So development disappears. You can't download it anymore. It's gone. So from a developer perspective, you need to strike a balance between what you can reasonably supply from a financial perspective, as well as looking at it from a game perspective, because you can design games because you think it's fun, but at some point in time you're gonna have to pay your bills. And it doesn't matter how many labor of love games that you have, or how much appreciation you have for the game that, or how much you love the game that you're making. If it isn't paying your bills, you can't really support it. So I do understand that. It just, kind of sucks. Because as much as you love the game, love playing a game, eventually somebody's got to make the hard decision on that. But I do think that Keen's gone a little too far. Because as much as they've continued development and they're supporting space engineers, the amount of features that they've added to it is relatively minimal compared to, and the ideas that they've come up with. Most of them they've gotten either inspired or outright taken the ideas from modders. So I don't actually see them coming up with great ideas and expanding. So as much as they've been working on space engineers, and they've been coding for space engineers, I don't see the ideas flowing. I don't see it expanding as a game. I only see them adding things to it, which is not that much different than creating mods. So all of their expansion packs, yeah, it's fine. Like, I like playing the game, so I support the game. I support games whenever I can. Oh, just a second. X has got to go get his breakfast. Because for a little while I was doing development for a like in-house development for a company that they just had their own they had apps and tools that they ended up using internally. And I ended up helping maintain that. So I understand that development process, the balance that you end up having to do, because I mean, especially if you're in-house and you don't have direct income from that development, it gets even harder to justify costs. So the oh, I'm hungry. Technically, I'm hungry in real life too. So yeah, I understand it to a degree, which is why I like to support software development of games that I really like. So I don't mind doing the DLCs. I don't mind spending money on a game. It really annoys me when I see people that are very against paying money on a game. Like advertising that they have like I've gotten to level 3000 because without paying a cent. I have an issue with that because you're saying that you really like a game, but you have zero appreciation for anything, any of the effort and work that those people have done. So you can't tell me that if you like a game so much that you're willing to put in that effort to play the game, that you don't think that the effort that they put in is worth it. So I think that if you like it'd be a different story if like everything was AI generated, that there was computers somewhere that were like automatically spitting out all of this stuff, and there was basically zero money and zero effort being put into place for all of this. It would be a different story. But it's not. It's people. People are sitting there for, well, given the terrible environments that it is for development, you're looking at like guys sitting there for like 12 hours, sometimes like 15, 16 hours a day, destroying their lives for the sake of getting a game out. Like there are some companies that are a lot more relaxed, like Coffee Stain Studios. Uh, their last live stream, or the last video that they put out, I really enjoyed, because they talked about that in their video. So they were very open in communicating why they do and don't do specific things. They were talking about their bug fixes and how they're trying to maintain a balance in developing the game, and taking into consideration the fact that it is humans that are doing it, it's people, and they're not machines. You can't have them work for 24 hours a day without sleep and without food, and without ways of relaxing. So people need to relax, they need to have recreation, they need to have sleep. So thinking that you are, beating the system because you've now made it pointless to pay somebody's bills that worked really hard on a game, that upsets me. I mean, I deal that with my everyday because I work as well. It's the same in everything, but because there's a lot of people that when they get used to something, they don't appreciate it, which is sad, but it happens. I don't like it. So but as well, like, I end up going by the golden rule, so-called golden rule. If you want somebody to be nice to you, you have to be nice to them first. So if you want developers to spend their time making a game that you can enjoy, you should pay them. And you should find ways to pay them. I can understand that not everybody is rich. Not everybody has disposable income. But they still want to be able to enjoy a game, which I think that it's kind of a two-way street in that perspective, in that if developers want, like, if game producers want their game to be played, they're gonna have to take into consideration the fact that not everybody can pay $150 for a game. Just because you've designed an amazing game and you've got 1,000 developers all working on this game doesn't justify having to have every single person that can potentially play the game have to fork over a great deal of money. That's even partially why I've given up on console games, is because most of them are super expensive. Like, the amount of investment that you have to do in order to get enjoyment out of it is just not worth it. I like a lot of indie games from through Steam. Specifically because most of them are a healthy balance. Like, they've got relatively small, they're relatively small groups, which means that they don't have a lot of overhead, which means that they can get away with not requiring a great deal of money in order to use the game to get enjoyment from the game. Yeah, a lot of them end up being ones that you're likely not going to end up playing for, you know, the next 25 years. But at the same time, it's like, if I can pick up a game for $6 that I end up playing for, you know, 20 minutes a day for the next 6 months, why not? At least that's my thought. I mean, not everybody's gonna end up agreeing with me, but that's my perspective. And that's the great thing about opinions, is everybody can have an opinion, and nobody's one opinion is necessarily correct or incorrect. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to take a quick break. I shall be back in a couple of minutes. Sorry about that. Sorry about the wait. But so one thing about when you end up having game mechanics that duplicate real life, you know, like stomach grumbling, you kind of forget that where the stomach grumbling is coming from, and that it could potentially be from you and not your character that you're playing in the game. It is dark. Again. It's a downside of having really short... Oh, hey. That's a wall. Having short day cycles so that you can maximize the farming mechanic, is you also end up having an issue with it feeling like it's constantly night. Because even though the nights are short, the days are short too. Did I forget to do that? No, I didn't. Alright, so I'm good. I'm good. It's all fine. It's all good. I thought I had forgotten to do the one underneath. But I did. Past me was actually thinking ahead. For a change. Alright, well, I need this, and I need to do this. Now, one thing I'm not sure on, okay, so load is light, so should be fine. Oh, I didn't do that one though. I think that's good. I think. Should be fine, right? So these are all light. This is light, so I think it's good. Doesn't look like these side pieces are needed for stability, but I kind of like the idea that it's enclosed. The openness of these is... I don't mind them because you can see in and you can see things working away, but I don't like that if you have it completely outside that you can just like it's not enclosed. So I kind of like to have that. Sorry about me eating. See, this one I needed to put it all the way up there for stability, but I didn't think this side didn't seem to need that. Oh, let's get this in place. Now, the only thing that I don't know is whether I'm going to be able to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring this all the way up there. Might have to stage it a bit. Oh, but this is going to be like an exit though, right? Yep, that's not gonna work. And now I don't have a cart anymore. Huh. Come on. Well, I can push the cart around. Kinda useless wheels. Now I've done it. So, how am I going to do this? I don't see a way I can do it. Honestly. So that's not gonna work for me. Because as soon as I get over this ridge, pop out of the loop and it... See, that would be the reason why another reason why I don't like carts. Carts are... Huh. No, keep going. Come on. Tip over. No, don't tip back over this way. I have rope. I have rope somewhere. I don't think I can do that yet, unless I need terrible rope. Because it is pretty terrible. But it might be useful. Basic rope. I wonder if that's a use for the rope drums. Maybe. Just maybe. Alright, how terrible is this rope? The terrible, terrible rope. Is this what I need? No, apparently that is not what I need. So that doesn't give me the option. There we go. There we are. Ow. Knew I could do it somehow. I just don't remember where. Well, obviously this is not going to work as originally intended, which means that I need to find another way of working with this. And I think I can either do two things. One is I can either do this here and then have this be only an exit, which makes it really steep. And I don't like that idea, so I'm gonna do this, like this, and then that like that. And that like that. The one thing I don't have is I don't have a way of keeping the cart from falling off this edge. So I wonder if I should be doing this, because there's no wooden... There's no wooden ramp. Stairs don't really work. And there's no wooden railing to be able to do a slope. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do this. For the slopes. Because the one thing that I'm worried about is even if this is an exit, there's potential that it's going to end up going off on the side. So I want to have a way of preventing that. That's the only thing I can think of to do that with. Because there's no wooden rail, there's no railing, wooden or otherwise, for slopes. Now what I was thinking for here is going a different route with this. If this is always going to be an entrance, is doing this, which is annoying to say the least. It means I have to come all the way over here. And then all the way along there just to be able to do that. Which, I don't know if I'm gonna end up doing that. But I don't see any other way of doing it besides... Besides changing the terrain. Even with this, I think I'm gonna end up having some issues. But I just had a thought. Because one of the things that I haven't gotten into yet is terrain. Because if you haven't played Medieval Engineers, you don't just dig up the voxels. So, like, you've seen me mining, and you can pick up ore by mining, but you can also pick up dirt. It's not, dirt isn't something that's throwaway, because you also have, why do I have so many axes? Dirt is actually a useful item to a point. So you can fill in voxels using dirt. I will show you that in a moment, because right now I need to make a shovel. Because with a shovel, a shovel allows you to basically edit the voxels, so you can fill in voxels. Now I'm gonna eventually end up doing that for this, because one of the things that the automated farming process doesn't like, or, well, you can compensate for that, but it's complicated, and it's much nicer to just make the terrain match what you need than it is to try and make a machine that that matches the terrain, or that can compensate for terrain differences. So basically what I'm going to do with automating is I'm going to, I don't know if I want to do it here or here. I mean, I'm gonna have to edit the terrain a little bit here anyways. Oh, apparently that's all the stones that I've got. I don't have enough stones. I had like 17,000 or 1,700 stones. Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna have to edit the terrain a little bit here anyways, because this this wall, I'm gonna have to dig that down. So I might do it here, but ultimately what I was planning on doing is extending this out maybe twice the size and flattening out this terrain so that it is even with this wall. So it would end up coming out all the way to like here, maybe right even to the edge here. And so like this. So how big did I make this? I made this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I made it 10 wide. So I do that same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then oh. So it's kind of to give an idea. So I plan to make all of this area here into dirt. A flat dirt area all the way from there to here. And it's all going to be even with this level here. I just walk right across and on a flat space. Now obviously it's not going to be an easy thing, but honestly filling in all of this is much easier than trying to compensate for the terrain slope, because this is sloping in 2 directions, and farming machines only work well in a straight line. Like, you can make circular ones, So like ones that pivot around a single point, but ultimately they're just working in a straight line. Anyways, oh, my character's hungry. So at any rate, that is what I was planning on doing there, which is, long story short, the fact that you can edit voxels. Now I'm going to travel to wherever I have my steel mine, so I can make a shovel. See, I like the idea of anywhere that I am doing anything that I actually have a building locally. I don't know, it kind of appeals to me. I need a steel shovel. Oh, you know what? I just realized that I could benefit from having this turned into iron dust. But that is going to be another time. I want to be under the sea in an octopus's garden. In the shade. I apologize. I apologize profusely for that. Now with this, abundance of steel axes. I have a bunch of dirt on me for right now, so that should give me something to work with. I'm not going to get complex with this, because what I want to be able to do is to kind of flatten this out. So if see here the tooltip that's listed here. So if I hit left click, it's gonna end up digging up the dirt, but if I right click, it fills it in. Like that. It does not do it evenly. Which is a bit of an issue, but relatively minor. Means I can kind of flatten out the terrain a little bit so that instead of, although, you know what, I am going to invest in that. So I don't just have the option of filling in stuff haphazardly for dirt. I also have the option I'm just gonna make those just in case. I need to put this here. So, landscaping stakes lets you place landscaping stakes. Now, landscaping stakes lets you dig or fill in terrain up to a level, a flat space. So I need this here, so let's go out from here and we'll flatten it to say here. And now what is straight? There? Sure. Go out to maybe here. Now I need some rope. Which I don't remember if it's basic rope that I need or terrible rope. Left click to connect a rope. Now, way out here? Well, that works. So now, this gives a leveling line. which I can then dig or fill to. That'd be a whole lot nicer if I had some light, but hopefully the sun comes up soon and you can actually see this in action. That's obviously not going to be perfect, because I'm using existing terrain as a reference point. So it's still going to slope, which, I mean, that's kind of the idea, is that I want to gradually slope. I don't want a steep slope, because the issue that I have with the existing slopes, like the stone slopes, is the fact that they are going to they're too steep for the cart. Well, actually, they're not too steep for the cart, they're too steep for the person pulling the cart to be able to pull the cart. I don't know how much dirt I have left, because I only have a little bit of dirt that I had. I mean, I've got a ton of dirt, but I've got a ton of dirt in storage, but I'm on me, which means I have to go get it. Oh, this night is taking forever. And I can only carry a torch and a tool if it's a one-handed tool, and shovels are not one-handed tools. I think it's actually... I think this and the hoe are the only two-handed tools. I think everything else is a one-handed tool. But basically, if you see this, all of the spaces that are dark are flattened terrain. All the places that are white is terrain that is too low. Higher terrain you can't see because it covers up, but for the most part it's this. Maybe this isn't very enjoyable to watch, but at night especially. Why can't it be day? Should have had like a mod or something for daytime. Not for me, but it's like it's being able to show stuff off like this in the daytime would probably be a whole lot more useful. I mean, I can see perfectly fine, but it doesn't make it fun to watch. See, as you can see, more and more spaces are coming up to that level. On the plus side, nighttime makes it really easy to see what areas are level, because the white glowy bits are actually difficult to see in the daytime. So in a sense, it's actually alright for me to help see what I'm doing, but I don't know if you can actually see anything on that screen. You know, I'm kind of looking at the replay as it's recording, which is a little bit lighter than what I'm seeing, but not by much. And my character is hungry again. This is turning out a lot better than I thought it was. I say that, but it's just opening myself up for disaster, but and I'm out of dirt. So I need to go get some dirt. it is a very good thing that when I made this barn, I actually set up a spot for dirt. I just don't know how much I need. Is that gonna be enough? I don't know. I just hope I have enough dirt for the stuff that I need the dirt for. Because one of the things that feels like one of the most wasted, like time wasting, useless tasks is having to dig dirt for the sake of dirt. The amount of things that you dig up that ends up just automatically generating dirt, there should usually be enough dirt. Ugh, this is so monotonous, it's actually putting me to sleep. Like, literally, it is putting me to sleep. I had to catch myself just there. Because I was starting to drift off. Oh, not enough coffee this morning, I guess. This must be a 2-pot morning. I mean, I've already had an entire pot of coffee. It's like 28 ounces of coffee. I think that's like 800 milliliters of coffee. So it's like 6 cups. No, like 8. 8 coffee cups. Yeah, see, coffee measurement is just weird, and at least North American one. I don't know if Europe is different for that. I mean, I've never really considered that. I mean, North America ends up using, I think, 4-ounce cups. So a cup of coffee or tea is 4 ounces, which is not to be confused with the imperial cup, as in a liquid cup or dry cup, which is completely different. I think that's done. I think. See, I can still fill in outside of this, but it doesn't flatten it. It just kind of bunches it up. But it does help, apparently. Because one of the reasons why you don't get this stuff here filled in is because it's trying to calculate what the voxels will end up being, and this, since it can't fill this area in here, it's trying to have a nice even voxel path, rather than, you know, having dirt that looks like this on the side. It gradually slopes it. Looks like the sun's gonna start to come up finally. I don't know whether it was a good thing that I ended up having to wait for the sun to come up. Let's test it out. Looks like it works. Kind of. Except now I can't actually get around it. I think that I am going to put something here. And I think the best thing for that is apparently getting more stone, for one thing. Oh, and I am also going to need a pickaxe soon. I wonder if I should just make another pickaxe for now. I know, I get distracted a lot. But honestly, there was kind of a reason why I was doing that. It's because I have to head to there to mine stuff, but I don't have much of a pickaxe, which means I need to get a steel pickaxe. Which means that in order to get a steel pickaxe, I am going to need to not just go to the steel mine, or the iron mine and the steel foundry, but I am going to need flaxseed, because I am going to need linseed oil, which I only have a small amount. At some point in time, I really need to build a grist mill. Because that is painful. What was I doing? That's loud. I was going to here. Yeah, see, I definitely need to I think I need to change my priorities. So for right now, I need a lot of stone. And in order to get a lot of stone, I am going to need to make sure that I have pickaxes. In order to have pickaxes, I am going to need linseed oil. In order to have linseed oil, I need, number one, I need a farm for linseed oil, because the linseed oil, or the, well, not linseed oil, I need it for flax. So in order to produce a lot of flax, I am going to need a farm that I can do it, and automated would be ideal. So we can actually take a look at what it looks like in the daylight. So see how this is outside the landscaping area, whereas this is inside. So I could potentially have gone all the way across here and like filled all of this in and sloped all of it down. Why didn't I? That option is still there. But I've tested it out. Everything works. Everything seems to be fine. I am going to need a few things over here. I am going to do that and that. So this is good, I think. All of this is fine. All of this works well. So I'm gonna need a lot of stone for a lot of different things. So I think that what I'm going to have to invest in... There's no diagonal wooden railing. Huh. Really? That's a bit of a problem. guess I'm gonna have to rely on that. I mean, it works. It kind of fits within this. Sort of. I think that follows along with the aesthetic. I think. Oh, I just had an interesting idea. Because one of the things I was just looking at that and thinking, that looks like a bridge. So I'm gonna take a look at this. So this needs 25 stone. This needs 15 stone. Which means that if I use these instead, I can use less stone to do the same thing. And I can do this like that, and it kind of has a bridge aesthetic like that, see? And then I can have like a section here like this. So there and there. And then we'll do this. And then that section there like that. Because these will allow me to use 10 less stone, which means that I can have I can build more with it, with less stones. Because even these, so with one of these, with a stone cube versus this, even with the battlement on there, I still end up using less materials. Oh, that is so smart. I'm glad somebody else had that idea, because That's unusual for me to have. What are you doing? Now what does that look like? I like it. I mean, it's kind of overkill for a, I love that look, though. The combination of the stone and the wood together. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And with that change, I actually don't need any more stone for this area. Which kind of defeats the purpose of me needing to go get replacing my pickaxe. But I mean, I'm going to need to fix all of that anyways, so the fact that I got away with it now, I just don't think that I'm gonna be able to I still don't think I'm gonna be able to utilize that properly, but worst case scenario is I should have enough room here to turn around. I mean, I did it so that I would have enough room to... Oh, and it's even 3 blocks in between. The same as there. Wow, it's almost like I planned it. Oh, everything matches up. So I've got this here, and then well, I guess that's only one, but I've got there, which is 2 blocks wide, then I've got this, which is 3 blocks wide, and then that's which is 2. So I've got 2, and then 3, and then 2 again. Oh, wow, that turned out way better than I thought it would. Alright, well, did I miss anywhere? I got everything in here. I got everything in here. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna do this here. Then I'm gonna do that, and then... Nope, that's not what I wanted. and that. There is a reason for that being like that. But, alright, so this is gonna be like this. Like that, and then this is that and that. And this works here. I will do a that. Now, the one thing that I want to address is that spot over there. That empty space. And what I thought of is oh, I like that. So there. And there. Then huh. That's interesting. Then I don't know if this will work, but there. So safety rope. Doesn't actually work as a safety rope. Oh. Whoops. That would be the disadvantage to using terrible rope, because it's pretty terrible. What about this one? Is the basic rope the same thing? Nope. Perfect. Doesn't stop me, but at least it actually looks like a safety rope. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So this is the loading area here for when you end up coming and getting your materials. So you come along here, you park your cart, you go up here, you select the materials that you need. Which I'm actually putting stuff into the storage, but you get the idea. So you come along here, you pick out the stuff that you want, you come along here, you load up your cart, you come back down. Hold on. Or, you know, you come up here and you say to an employee that says, I want 10 planks and I want 20 timbers to build my house. And then they come and they load up your cart, and then you run away. It's a timber mill drive-through. And then you got here. So I go and I get my logs. I come along here. Park my cart here. Take the logs out. I come along to here. And I fill up my logs. Then I get back here. I get back in my cart. And I go off and I cut down some more trees. And then here, so there's two options. Which I'm thinking that I was thinking I could have it double as like a like looking like a spot to check out. So like, you know, the desks in the middle of a hardware store like Home Depot or something like that, and you end up going along and picking out what you want. But I think I'm just gonna leave it here for this. So now you come, you can take your logs along to here. You can dump the log in there, and it saws it. You take one to here, and it saws it. Then you've got this, which will let you do diagonal timbers or round timbers, because those diagonal timbers and round timbers are the ones that you can't do with sawmills. So I put my diagonals here and my round timbers here. I mean, technically, every timber one ends up being able to use the same thing, but well, that's interesting. Very interesting. So diagonal timbers don't look any different than standard timbers. Well, that's disappointing. So they've got planks and they've got round timbers looking the same, looking different. Why can't they do the diagonal timbers different? Oh, lost opportunity. Alright, so that's the lumber mill done. Perfect. We did one thing today. So, I'm over 3 hours now. Coming up on 3 hours, 15 minutes. I think that I am going to call it for today. I accomplished a lot, which I'm happy about. Sorry. I was able to get the timber mill finally finished, which I am so happy about. I would like to get the farmhouse done, but I think that instead of that, I am going to instead, the next time, I am going to instead do something really interesting. Not really. It's probably gonna seem interesting, but not. So I am going to finish this. And I am also going to finish this. So this is going to be the next stage. Which is automating my farming. And so I'm gonna finish this here, which now goes over my 3 hours 15 minutes thing. So this is going to be kind of like a retaining wall. I mean, technically, you don't need a retaining wall. Because... Oh, I can't finish now. Like, kind of can, I guess. In the dark. Because now I don't have a torch. So I guess that solves my dilemma for, like, that. Because I was gonna... I'm definitely going to have to visit the iron mine and get a steel pickaxe made, because I now no longer have one. I'm gonna set this up first so that I actually remember the next time, because I mean it's gonna be a week before I am back in here, so because I'm trying to have a diverse set of games available, mostly because I want to generate some interest in my channel, and it is all games that I enjoy playing, and it also keeps it interesting for me, because a lot of these games like even Medieval Engineers, I hadn't played for a really long time, because there's so many games that I just couldn't invest the amount of time that it requires to play them all. So and I definitely couldn't justify the time for it. But what I'm hoping to do is eventually have this be an income, which then, or at least leads to some sort of income, so I can justify playing games and enjoying it with the amount of time that I have available to me. Alright, so that being said, next thing I'm going to set up is this. So the reason why I have this here is because this will let me have a consistent level, because voxels can be placed anywhere. Blocks cannot. They always end up being level. So this lets me have a level space that I can set this up as. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if it's too long. Don't know if I have enough ropes. I do not. So I need to get some more rope, because I am at the end of my rope, which is not there. What am I doing? What am I doing? What do I need for this? I need string. I should have enough string. I am hungry. Well, I guess I'm going to try to close off at 3 hours 30 minutes, because I still want to do this. It's going to be very long, but I hope that somebody is enjoying this at some point. I mean, making these videos and then having nobody watch them is kind of depressing. But I mean, even if you ended up watching, if somebody's watching this and they end up seeing something interesting that they want to stay and watch more of my videos, or I try to be informative as well as just playing. So Why can't I do that? There we go. Because I like to explain what I'm doing as well as show what I'm doing. Because I enjoy playing the game, but I actually hope that other people enjoy playing it as well. So these videos aren't just about me wanting to get people interested in my videos, but I hope that somebody will either get more enjoyment out of playing the games that I play on their own, or get interested in the game itself, that they in a game that they may not have been interested in before. Can I get to the corner? But I mean, I have been enjoying this so far. I've been enjoying playing the games that I haven't played in a while. Enjoying learning new things. Not just from the games that I'm playing, because like, the more you play a game, the more you end up finding out. And there's a lot of the games that I end up playing, which are builder games, they're open world games that I'm actually discovering fresh right from now. Not new things that they've added into the game, but actually things that have been there for a while, and I just haven't noticed it. Like, I'm still learning new things with Medieval Engineers that like, I thought I knew everything about the game. I've played like many hours of the game. Many scenarios in that, and I'm still finding new things out, which I like. I mean, that's a lot of the fun that I end up having with these builder games, is the mystery of it. Like, how did these guys design this to function, and for me to get enjoyment out of this. What can I do? What can I do beyond just that? Because there's like the way that that the developers ended up intending for it, but it's not necessarily the same way that you're gonna end up building it. I mean, you look at things like Lego. I started watching a YouTube channel of a guy that's taking the Technics, the Lego Technics, and building things that you wouldn't even imagine that you could do with this stuff. But I mean, video games end up offering you a lot more possibility in that. So, like, what can I do in this game that the developers didn't even intend for it to happen? I mean, even the modding, like the modding possibilities. There's some amazing people out there that have thought up amazing ways to make the game even better than it already was. Fixing things that you never thought, completing things that, like new blocks that you didn't think that should exist, and opens up a lot more possibilities. So there's endless varieties of things that you can do, and that's what I like. And I think that I want to explore all of that, and I think that if I can take other people along for the journey as well, I think that would be enjoyable, not just for me, but for other people as well. So that's what I'm hoping in all of this. So even if I end up getting to the point where, like, I don't think I can build anything more in this world, I'm definitely going to start looking at other things that I can do. Because I don't like the barbarians, just because I don't like games that have violence in them for the sake of violence. And I mean, maybe there's probably people that enjoy that, but I don't. So I don't play with the barbarians on. I don't have weapons off, because as much as I don't necessarily like to hunt, hunting for food is still a mechanic that is, it's not violence for the sake of violence, it's hunting for food. Now, I haven't done hunting in this because there are so many there's so many other ways of playing the game, and I don't have to. So if I don't have to, then there's no need. I have done hunting in Medieval Dynasty, and even if I wouldn't end up doing it in real life, it's hunting for food is not necessarily a bad thing. I am not pro hunting or against hunting in real life, but I do think that if you need to eat, and that's what you need to be able to eat, then that's perfectly fine. But again, that's my opinion. If yours is different, I do not deny your opinion. I just don't prefer it. Alright, so I have lost track of time again. So I'm a good ways in, I think. I think I've got a good base set up for this. This is going to need a lot of dirt, and I'm probably gonna end up having to start digging dirt. I'm probably gonna have to actually actively mine dirt next time. But I am going to close that off for now. I think I've made a good starting point on this, and I think we're good. I'm glad that I was able to get the lumber mill done. Finally getting a lot of the automation and building that is available within this game up and running. There's still a few things that I would still like to be able to do with this, but it'll have to be for next time. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like the video, please like. If you would like to see more videos or either in this series or in other games, please subscribe. And if you want to join me for this live streams, I am usually streaming every morning and a few times in the afternoons when I have the time to do so. If you subscribe and turn on notifications, my understanding is that you will get notified when I start a live stream. So if you want to join and join along as I'm playing, either give me some feedback or make some comments, feel free to do so. And you can also comment on the videos themselves. If you see something that you would like to see in a future video, leave a comment. Anything's nice. But for today, that's all I'm going to do, and I hope you had a good time, and bye-bye.